You know what's great? Going to a game. You know what's not great? Parking at a game. With Uber, you can turn event parking into a non-event. Just install the Uber app. Enter your destination, confirm your location, and within minutes, a car will pick you up. I know, right? With upfront fares, you can know the price before you go. And you pay with the Uber app so you can save your cash for the souvenir shop. So make tonight a fun night. Install the Uber app now and take your first ride today. Uber, the better way to get there.
Goldilocks Productions presents Connecting with Betty Jane Ware Show. Betty Jane is a third-generation seer and highly intuitive reader. She is a practicing witch with over 30 years in the craft. An international psychic, Betty Jane has a number of well-known personalities as her clients. Betty Jane is very much to the point, a natural reader, very intuitive with whom you immediately feel a connection with. Should you have a reading together, you will be calling back for future appointments. Betty Jane is currently working on her 4th book in the Connecting With series. Call in now to reserve your spot on the switchboard. The call-in number is 713-955-0594. Press 1 if you would like to ask a question to Betty Jane Ware. Enjoy this 1 hour of intuitive readings and healing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Connecting With. I'm Betty Jane. I know we have some callers waiting, and I'll take them in just a few minutes. Remember, as always, that in order to get in touch with me for a private reading, it's 416-749-0996, and I'm going to tell you that due to the cost of living, everything goes up, and in January, my phone reading prices will be going up. So book quickly and soon. There are still some availability for December. I'd like to take this chance to tell everybody that my Psychic Cafe is tonight in Woodbridge, and that is at the Panera Bread at 7 o'clock, and our topic is Meet Your Spirit Guides, and that's always a fun and informative evening, so come prepared to work. I have next week is my final show for the year because we will be taking off Boxing Day on the 26th. There's a lot coming up. In January, the first week in January, I'm in Kitchener-Waterloo from the 6th to the 8th at Bingaman's Convention Center. And then the 20th through the 22nd, I'm in London, Ontario. And the 27th through the 29th, I am in Windsor, Ontario. And that first weekend in February, I am off to Niagara for the weekend, doing readings in all of those places. So it's a busy first of the year coming up, and I really want to speak to everybody, so please come through and visit me in one of those places if you can. And somewhere in that time, I will be in Salem, Massachusetts. I just haven't figured out the dates yet, but it will be sometime in January, February, so I hope to see someone come then. So before we start with today's topic, which is deciding if you are psychic and how to figure it all out, I'm going to take my first caller, which is area code 802.
Hello.
Hello, how are you today?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. How can I help you?
What I'm calling for is my husband passed away about 16 months ago, and finances are getting a little tight. His business partner and myself have had the bed and breakfast up for sale now for a year, and we haven't had any bites. I'm just wondering, do you see that selling soon, relieving some of my financial stress?
I'm sorry, I don't see that happening for until at least the spring, probably the summer.
Okay.
I know it's not what you want to hear, but it's just a really horrible time of year for you. I do see it eventually happening, but I don't think I think you're going to have to settle on the price. I don't think you're going to get what you want for it.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I have to be honest. I know
No,
you don't always
and
get
I
what you
appreciate
want.
that.
Yeah, you don't always get what you want, but you will hear what you need. Yeah, it will. But what are you going to do after that?
Well, I mean, I have a full-time job, and I'm hoping that I'm getting a promotion. So, I just think it would just relieve some of the stress right now. To have that little bit of extra money. Our daughter's in grad school, and I would love to be able to help her out more than I can right now.
Okay. Yeah, this is really a time to put yourself first and stop worrying about everybody else. So it's about self-preservation right now. So really think about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye. Okay. And caller number 856, please.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? This is Laura.
Hi, Laura. How can I help you today?
I would like to know what you see for me coming up in the new year with getting a job.
Getting a job. How long have you been looking?
Since October.
Yeah. Are you out of work right now, or are you just doing sort of like something to pass the time?
No, I'm out of work.
Okay. This is the best time for you to get a job. Things are really people are really attracted to you. So this is the time to really go all out and look for what you want. It's a really successful time for you. So any time now. Like it's like the offer's coming shortly.
Wow, because I have been applying to a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Even out of state.
No, this is a look at. I know things have been like sort of like woe is me, and everything is coming down, and a lot of self-doubt. But this is now your time to shine. I pulled a tarot card for you, and just to confirm what I had said, and I pulled the Sun, which is really about success and completion and things like that. So this is really your time to shine.
Oh, good. Thanks, Betty Jane. I appreciate that.
No problem. You have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Thanks. Love it when I get confirmation through my cards. Okay, so if we can have the next caller, please, Miss Tiffany, 219. Hello.
Hello?
Who am I speaking with?
Liz, L-I-Z.
Hi, how can I help you today?
Hi, yes. I am trying to figure out what I should go back to school for. I was going for psychology to be a licensed therapist, but that it fell through. And now I'm like spinning my head like, well, what other area should I go for?
Okay. It seems to me like because you picked psychology first that you obviously want to help people in some way.
Yes.
Why did it fall through? Just a lot of different reasons, or?
No, my appeal was denied.
Okay.
There was an issue with a grade that they didn't catch like 3 years ago.
Okay.
And then they finally caught it and said, well, there's not enough funding for you, so we are not allowing you back to attend.
Oh. It just seems to me like you were probably in the right field, but you got shafted.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I know that's put things on hold for you. Is there something in the same sort of line of helping people, if not psychology, maybe therapist or coaching or something like that? Life coaching seems to be advocating things like that. Seem to be in your...
Yes, I was thinking of life coaching, but I'm like trying to figure out if that's it. Like I'm trying to figure out what degree do I need, but I was interested in the life coaching.
Yeah, I think you need. I don't think it's necessarily a degree thing. I think you need to see how it's. And I don't know anything about. I'm Canadian. I admit that freely, but I think that you need to look and see at what you need, and like do some research. Speak to a life coach. Google it. Do all those things, because I think that helping people, and life coaching is such a big word, and it's such an umbrella. Mm-hmm. And I think once you get into there and actually helping to find what is your interests in particular. But I can see where you've got the life experience. Things happen for a reason.
Right.
So I really think that what's happened to you will make you stronger in the career that you choose, especially in that coaching and advocate. I keep hearing the word advocate.
Yes, I was thinking about that because support for those parents who have Alzheimer's, because I'm dealing with that, and I get that gut feeling about that, but I don't know how to go about starting it up or where to go. But the advocate thing, yes.
Absolutely, and I think that for you, you know what? If you're dealing with that, that means you do have some resources that you're not exploiting right now. So maybe talk to those carriers and things like that, and see the specialists in the field, and see how you go, how to go about it. I'm sure there's a lot. I know there's a lot more support out there for you, and I know that once you sort of get into the mindset of not being so, like, I know how disappointed you are not getting that degree and not winning that battle, but don't let it get to you. Take that and make it into a victory.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're very welcome.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough when life hands you a lemon. You really do need to learn how to make lemonade, don't you? But I think that she'll be stronger off for it. So everybody is psychic. I believe that so much. Are you psychic? And how do you tell? What do you do? All those questions. I believe that everyone has it to a certain degree. It's how we use it. People have gut feelings, instincts. I call it my spidey sense, just knowing. It could be sometimes you sit there and you think, I knew I should have done that, or I knew that was going to happen, or sometimes you know who's on the phone. Well, it used to be I would know who was on the phone before it even rang, and now we have call display, so I can't use that as very much anymore because my kids don't remember not having call display. But where do those feelings come from? How do we know that they're true? And why don't we trust this extra strength, this extra sense, the sixth sense? Like, again, I call this my spidey sense. We have to access our psychic information. People think that being a psychic is something like we see at, the fair, or it's like a freak show thing, or it's, you see the gypsy fortune teller with her crystal ball and things like that. And yes, they're all tools, but people's perceptions have always changed. And so there's things to think about when you think about, are you psychic? Do you have the gift? So we have to think how to access that information and how we're going to use it. And it has to be clear. So if you're not feeling well, if you're sick, or maybe you've had something to drink or something like that, being psychic, it's about having an unseen presence or force. It's body, mind, soul, spirit. It's a lot of different things. So we need to explore that sensitivity to know how much we can learn or rely on that inner sense, that sixth sense. And this will help us on our own discovery. So are you psychic? What are some of the things you can do? One of the best ways to sort of develop it, and if you've taken any sort of class with me, I'm always telling you, start a journal. Start a dream journal. Start a psychic journal. Make yourself your own little sort of psychic dictionary. We've all seen TV shows where you've seen the medium come up and say, well, this is my symbol for this. If a hand to the chest might mean a person passing of chest problems, or if you've suddenly experienced difficulty in breathing, it's something with the throat or things like that. So there's always things that we associate with different things. My grandmother always used to say that if you saw crows, that it was a sign of a death, and I still believe that to this day. And it's something that I have in my own personal dictionary. When I say have a notebook or a dictionary that you create yourself, make it very personal to yourself. I am a big fan of sketchbooks. I think they're awesome. They're cheap, they're cheerful, I can write in it, I can draw on it. Nobody's going to look in it but me. It doesn't matter if they do, because it probably isn't going to mean anything to anybody but myself. So it's not really like a diary that you're that you're sharing your deepest, darkest thoughts with. It's about how you see things. And yeah, it can be secrets and things like that, but really it's more open than that, so you don't really have to worry about that. The other thing is keep it close at hand. So make it small enough that you can carry with you. Keep it beside your bed and put your dreams in there, things like that. And maybe before you go to sleep, you might put in your day's events and things like that. But think about what you were thinking and how others reacted. But there are some rules to being a psychic or a medium. First of all, I don't walk up to people and just say, hey, do you know, I'm not invited. So it would be like walking into your house without an invitation. It's got nothing to do with whether or not I've been paid for the reading. It's got to do with common sense and courtesy. I wouldn't walk into your house without an invitation, so I wouldn't give you my psychic opinion or reading unless I was specifically asked. So I don't look. Can you imagine going out for dinner with your best friend who is a psychic, and maybe she knows all of those secrets that you don't really want her to know? So I don't look unless I'm invited. It's one of those things. The other thing, if you're a psychic, say you're a psychic. Don't say that you're a medium if you can't actually speak to those who have passed on. If you're a tarot reader, then tell people you're a tarot reader. Don't say that you're a psychic if you don't have that particular gift fine-tuned yet. It might be that you're on your way to that. Maybe you're taking classes, but don't really represent yourself or exaggerate your capabilities. Don't use what I call my spidey sense to manipulate or control others. And it's so easily done with people who want something so badly or need something so badly. I know a lot of people that have been taken advantage of in some way, shape, or form. And let's put it this way. Being a psychic, I know that there's no one thing that I can buy, use, or manipulate to make it my life better. I know that the only way my life gets better is a result of my hard work. So that's something to think about. The other thing is I don't talk about how somebody is going to die or when they're going to die. If I said, you were going to get hit by a bus on Wednesday, November 34th, because I'm making up a fake date, 2028, you would probably work your whole life to that date. And you would not, it would rule your whole life. So I wouldn't do that. And so never tell somebody how or when they're going to die. And don't judge people. How many times do you hear, even on the phone, about people who are in an unhappy marriage and maybe finding some happiness outside of it? Not my journey. That's your journey. I can't judge you for that. If you're not happy, do what it takes to make yourself happy. And try to do it without harming somebody, maybe, but do what it takes. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to condemn you. That's your journey, not mine. My job is that of the mailman. I am just there to give you the message. What you do with it is entirely up to you. How you use that information is entirely on you. Another thing is psychics, mediums, card readers, we all work on energy. So if you sit down at a reading or over the phone and you just sit there and say, well, you're supposed to know, you're the psychic or the medium. Well, if you're not giving me anything to work with, I can't work with it. If you hand me butter, eggs, milk, sugar, and flour, what am I making? Am I making a cake? Am I making pastry? Am I making cookies? Am I making biscuits? Am I making a pie? I have to have some sort of, especially over the phone. If I ask you, is there a question that you want to answer? Give it to me. Because then I know how to focus what I'm saying. And yes, absolutely, you can have a general reading, but that's what you're going to get is a general reading. So remember that. We feed off of energy. We need your energy. So let's go back to starting that journal. I did get off the path a little bit there, as I do. What are you going to put in your journal? One of the reasons that we develop our psychic ability is so that they can change our life or give meaning to our life. So we should give some thought to what needs changing, what needs meaning. And this goes back to even when you're giving a reading to someone or receiving a reading. Think about what you need, what needs changing. I'm a big person. I'm a big fan of telling somebody, you're not going to get what you want out of a reading, but you will get what you need. That's absolutely the truth, because you might be looking for Mr. Tall, Dark, and Handsome, but you might be hearing all about career. Even if you don't want to hear about career, that's probably what you need, because there's probably something going on there that you need to know about. So let's think about what we're going to put into a reading or a journal as we develop our own intuition and capabilities. So think about, what have you always wanted in life, in your career, maybe in your romantic life, home life, family life, travel? What have you always wanted? Have you wanted to live abroad? Have you wanted 6 kids? Have you wanted a puppy? What have you always wanted? And think about how, having developed your intuition, your psychic ability, how will that help? So what gives you the most pleasure in life? Or what will give you the most pleasure? Think about that. Is it your children? Is it your family? Is it your career? Maybe you've decided that you're happy being single and you're not going to be a career person or a home and family person. Maybe your dream job is traveling the world and things like that. So maybe you don't require that. So what will give you the most pleasure? When you daydream, what do you daydream the most about? Think about that. What are your dreams? Your daydreams are just a manifestation or an extension of what your dreams are at night. So everybody says we can't remember our dreams, but we do when we're awake during the day, and we just sit there thinking about what we want and what we need. So that's just an extension of the others. Think about what behavior in others do you most admire. Maybe it's a trait or a skill that you don't have, something you're lacking. I always admire people but I always think about people who can sort of say and do what they want and not really worry about the consequences. I'm always so worried about hurting someone, and maybe it's because that empathic ability comes through. I really don't want to hurt anyone. So let's take a little break right now and take our next caller at number 908.
Hi, good afternoon, Betty. This is Caroline.
Who am I speaking with?
Caroline.
Oh, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Not too bad at all. How can I help?
Well, if any messages come through, I'm honored and I'm so blessed. And then something, well, it's not strange, but let's just say it's happened very often, where yesterday around 11 o'clock at night, so it's about to relax, my walls, somebody's knocking out of the wall in the living room. 2 weeks ago, somebody was knocking both of my windows in the living room, and then as I walked into the kitchen, a bag that I had loose started shaking, and I heard the noise. So I'd like to know, I did talk to whoever was there yesterday, and I said, if you're from the light and you believe in God, Christ conscious, you're allowed to stay and give me another sign. But they never did. But I just in order for me to sleep, in peace at night. And I wasn't scared, which I would have been any other time, but I'm not scared.
Okay. And is it always at the same time?
I think so, because the last time was also at night. I don't remember now if it was 10, 11, but it's around that time.
Just as you're getting ready to go to bed for the evening, you're doing sort of that evening ritual, getting ready for things. It's interesting. When I teach psychic ability, one of the things I say to people is when you're getting ready into that routine before you go to bed, that's when you're sort of more relaxed and more open to receiving messages.
Yes.
It's sort of like your defenses are down a little bit, so things can get through more easily. So that half an hour to an hour before bedtime, as you're just drifting off, and first thing in the morning when you're sort of in that woozy state, I really have to get out of bed. So obviously there's a message coming through for you, and I'm getting female.
Oh, good.
Okay. So I'm getting female. Is it your mom or grandmother?
It could be any of them. They're both on the other side, but it was like that knocking. It was for me so loud, like in front of me, right in the wall in front of me, so loud that I knew it didn't come from the outside world. It saw me from outside. But, because it's so late at night, it was just like right there. And the last time was the same thing.
Okay. How long has your mom been gone?
10 years exactly.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is sometimes, and it's interesting because I just said to Tiffany, I had horrible headache all weekend to the point where I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do anything today at all. And sometimes when somebody's newly passed over, that loud noise to get your attention, to make sure you're being heard, they're just learning how to communicate for the first time. Has this been the first time you've ever heard your mom?
No, I mean, like, she comes through readings, through mediums. She does do that very
But I meant
often.
for you yourself.
Oh, no, I feel her presence.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't feel her presence yesterday.
Okay.
It wasn't, I don't know if it's a grandma.
No, I'm getting female. I'm just not sure who, to be honestly. I honestly think it is your mom, but she's trying to get your attention in some way. So what's going on? What I would say is what's going around you that you maybe need to pay particular attention to.
Well, yeah, there is something going on around.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't think she's very happy with this. I don't think she's very.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to say she doesn't seem to want to. She's trying to warn you. I think she's letting you know she's displeased. Displeasure is the word I'm getting.
Yes, it's like a backstabbing situation. Somebody is like, it doesn't matter what I did with that person, and that person has decided to. But I'm leaving that person.
I was going to say you need to get out of that situation, and you need to let it go because it's not going to. You'll be happier and healthier without them in your life.
Yeah, it's just a friend. It does not live around here. It's just a friend, but it's just that he's actually supposed to help me, with professionally. And
and what I'm getting is not a friend.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, what I'm being told is don't give them any more opportunities. It's gonna make things worse for you. So back away.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Okay.
I felt it too, by the way. Yesterday I did. I just felt like it was a warning.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's exactly what it is, and it's funny because as I'm talking to you, it's like somebody's like I'm getting this big thumbs up, like yes, she finally gets it.
Yes. I right away, it was like internally, I just knew it for me to be calm because it's all about that. So I slept wonderfully. It was like
good.
But
good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day. Bye now.
You too.
Bye.
Okay, and we have another caller, so let's take that one, please, Tiffany.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How are you today?
I'm great, thanks. And who am I speaking with?
My name's Lisa.
And how can we help you today, Lisa?
Should you go over past, people that passed away a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, so both my mom and dad died in the last year, so kind of sad. Yeah, so anyways, mom was a lot younger, but I just want to know, how they're doing. My dad was 93 and my mom was, 80. So dad was real sick the last 3 years. But I know that him and mom were so close. So hopefully, I'm just hoping they're happy and everything's okay. They're buried in Florida. I don't know if they have any messages for me. We're going through their proceedings now with,
I have to tell you, they're together.
Yes.
They are together. And yes, they miss your touch. And that's what they're telling me. Did you look after them?
No. The last few years I hadn't seen them, much at all. But I'm hoping that they love me up in heaven. I feel like every day they're talking to me.
Of course they do. Because what I'm hearing
is
they miss your touch.
Okay, my sisters are fighting a lot. I don't know if they know what's going on up there. So we're in the middle of the proceedings and hearings, that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
kind of hard.
It's you know what they're telling me? They're telling me that it's going to be okay. They're saying it's so emotional right now, and that's what it is. It's that it will get better. It's
well, no,
so
I mean, I'm not emotional. Like,
no,
for
everybody
me,
is.
like, I'm the only one that's acting more normal. They're not.
Yeah.
So, like, do my parents know up above, and are they approving of me, but not them? Or I kind of feel like they expected my sister to behave like that. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. That you feel like they what?
I kind of feel like they expected my sisters to behave how they're behaving, that they're fighting and they're ridiculous.
I think that what your parents are, they sort of just shake their heads and hold up their hands, and they're just going like, they have to get through this, and they want you to get through it together. But it's going to take some time. And they keep saying, you know what, this is not what we expect of our kids. But
well, not me.
No, not
like I'm normal. Like, do you think? No, really, I'm the only one that's like acting kind of normal. Do you think that everything will settle next year, or what do you see time-wise?
Absolutely, in the summer.
So like
later in the summer, that things sort of settle down and people sort of, and the words they say, and the words your parents use is they start to act like civilized human beings again.
Well, it doesn't really matter. It's not up to them. There's a bank in charge. So
yeah, no, I know, but
everything
that's what they say. When
everything's
everything's sort of settled, everybody starts to act normal again, but that doesn't happen till later on in the summer.
So am I going to have to work part-time till then? Because like right now I'm looking for employment.
You're going to have to, but actually it's good for you, they say.
Mm-hmm.
They say that
Do you see me finding something?
What your parents tell me is that you need to get out and be with people.
So do you see me finding something soon? I've been looking, but I'm looking for part-time, but I haven't found yet.
Yeah, you will find something in the new year.
Okay, because I kind of had like a crazy situation, and the family didn't appreciate me in the past, and I just don't want anything like that, so I'm trying to be careful. I'm looking for part-time.
Absolutely.
So just interview this month, and something should come up, you think?
Yeah, something in the new year.
Okay, because I'm not losing my confidence, but I'm feeling a little like, why aren't I being appreciated here? I think I appreciate myself, and I don't know, there's maybe less openings right now, and then I think like some college kids go back to school.
That's
in
exactly
January.
what it is. People have to sort of, right now you've got that college kid thing going on around you, and they've got to get out so that you can get in, and then it'll be what you need.
Okay, like you think I'll know when I interview that it'll be the right family and that kind of thing?
Absolutely. You will always have to be careful, but...
oh, yeah, I have to be now.
Yeah.
Because I want it to last at least a few months to a year, because even if it settles in September, it'll be a while more before I settle down and totally retire a few months after that.
Absolutely. You're not ready for that yet.
But you see that coming? I do see it in the next year.
Yeah. So absolutely. Just not yet. Right now it's more about getting out there and doing some things, because it seems to me like otherwise you get too inside your head. You get too inside yourself. Yeah. So you need to get out there and experience, meet people.
Yeah, and so do you think, like, for my parents, like, is there anything else I can do? I'm trying to be pleasant, with my sisters in terms of, like, I'm wishing them the best. They're crazy, but,
Yeah, you have to be yourself. You need to be yourself, be open, be honest, be that loving, caring person that you are, and it will just continue on that realm, and things will get better.
And like my older sister, does she know she's absolutely crazy? She's not. She totally has lost it. That's my parents said.
She doesn't understand that yet, and that's okay. She's looking out for herself and protecting herself in the only way that she knows how. So it's not the way we would do it necessarily, but it is what she needs to. It is what she needs to do to survive. She will understand eventually, but not yet.
So like my parents above, I just hope they're not sad from everything, because they didn't deserve.
No, they're not. They're not. They're just watching and lending support when it's needed. They're not sad. They don't judge, anything like that. Don't worry about that.
Are they happy? Are they happy above and everything's okay? They're together?
They're happy that they are together.
When should I go to visit the grave in Florida? Can you give me a month? It's supposed to go up in the next month or two, the marker, the memorial marker.
I'm seeing that you're going in February.
Really? Okay, because in March I was supposed to go to Europe, so before that, some weekend.
I'm seeing in February.
Should I spend more than a day? Should I go in and out or spend more than a day in Florida? I don't know if I should spend.
That's up to you. I can't tell you that. They're just saying that you'll go. It's probably mid-February, and you'll spend the time that you need. Just make sure you give yourself time, is what I'm being told.
Okay. God bless you. Thank you so much. And I'm just going to keep on talking to my parents above, because I think, I never realized what that was until they passed away, but I really believe.
Yep, absolutely.
They're kind of guiding me, but I just feel so sad for them. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they're fine. Don't worry. You have a great day. Thank you for your call.
Okay, I'll listen, okay? Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. And timing is always difficult because how long you should do something, that's really on you. People who have passed on want us to be happy and comfortable in our life, and they don't want us to live our lives through them. And so that's something to really think about. So what else are you going to write in that psychic journal of yours? Well, is there something that you really wanted as a child that you still maybe want? Think about that. What was your greatest wish to achieve or have when you were a little person, and what could you do to get it for yourself now? And while you think about that, we'll take our next caller at number 310. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
And who am I speaking with?
My name's Janet.
Hey, Janet. How can we help?
I just am seeking some guidance in how to deal with, or what direction I should go with my youngest daughter. She is just off the charts sensitive, everything.
How old is she?
Struggle. She's sensitive.
Okay.
I don't even know what her limitations are at this point.
Okay.
But struggling with that, and I've always been very open, and we talk about the things that she sees and feels and hears and all of it. She's having a lot of struggles, and I know from what I've learned that a lot of it has to do with past life stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if she's old enough. She doesn't know what I know, but I don't know if her life would be easier if I told her, or if she is ready to hear it, or should I even?
How old is she?
Some progression. She's very young, but she's so intuitive that she's extremely affected by these feelings.
Okay. When you say very young.
She's 14, I'm sorry.
Okay, so there's a lot going on with her right now, too, emotionally and physically and all that kind of stuff. You're right. She is probably a little young, too. Like, for myself, I wouldn't see anybody under the age of 18 as a client. I have coached them at that age, but I don't see them as a client. I think that maybe setting up a time with somebody that she can talk to about those things, buying her books or getting her to research it and things like that. There's a lot of good information out there. It's just she's got to learn how to do it. Maybe getting her a deck of tarot cards and looking at something like that. Maybe there's a great book by Becky Walsh, and I can't think of the name of it off my top of my head. But Becky, she's an English medium, and she, as a young girl, was actually what they call in the UK sectioned, but she was actually told that she, because they didn't know what she was and what she was capable of, they didn't know. And so she went through all the same things that you're experiencing with your daughter, and it was just because they didn't know about the voices that she was hearing and how to do those and how to communicate with them and she didn't know how to experience it and how to let that out. So I would really look her up, find her book. I can't remember what it's called. Or email me on my website, www.bettyjaneware.com, and I will send you the information as soon as I find it. If you sent me a quick email, I will get back to you right away with it. But it'll help you too. It'll help you understand what your daughter's going through, and it'll help her on her journey. But don't give her any information that she's not ready for.
Yeah, see, I can't tell if she is or not. Every day is frustration about, I'm supposed to be famous. It's supposed to be now, Mom. It's now. I don't understand why I don't have these things. I don't understand why it's not happening. I don't understand. I mean, it's just like, whoa, Deli.
Yeah.
Relax.
The other thing you might do for her is, and I know you can do this free online, but maybe do a birth chart for her.
Okay.
And there's lots of people that do it, but do a birth chart, and it'll give her sort of a timeline. It'll give her, it'll give her a direction and a focus, and that might be your first step. And then look at something, like I said, by Becky Walsh, and there's lots of other people out there that do great books too. I can just recommend Becky because she's somebody I've actually read.
Right. Okay.
And look at that. Axel Denning and Phillips have a book on Practical Guide to Psychic Powers, and they're published through Llewellyn, and they're another good one.
Okay.
Okay.
I will.
But drop me an email, and I'm happy to give you that information.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. You have a great day.
Thanks. You
Bye.
too.
Okay, and if I could have caller number 910, please.
Hi, happy holidays.
Hi, same to you. And who am I speaking with?
This is Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. How can I help?
Hey, I was just calling in to just kind of get a little bit of a message of, if any, that may be the strongest message you may have for me at this time. I have a couple of things going on. I feel a lot of changes. I'm very sensitive, and, my husband is not, my family, I've got girls, and there's just a lot of energy moving around me. So I'm not sure if there's a big change that's coming up. I just kind of wanted to just ask you and see if you felt anything.
Yeah, I'm getting that there's a lot. I do get a lot of changes, but I'm getting it's a really great time to make new connections. What do you do?
I am a holistic practitioner, as in I offer Reiki past 9 years, chakra balancing, mediumship within the last 3 years. It's come past life. It's just all kind of in one little bundle. So it depends on the day of what,
Absolutely.
I can get. Yeah.
Absolutely. This is a really positive time for you to start. It's almost like new beginnings, new relationships are forming. Things are sort of coming to a head, and it's really great, actually, think about what's coming up in the next year. I get that this is a really time for you to, it's all about new relationships and partnerships and things like that. Not necessarily romantic, but it's things that things are going to start to affect your life in a really dramatic fashion. So you're going to start to notice the changes, and people are around you. But your voice sounds very happy and very upbeat, but that's going to continue for the next little while. So this is not a time for you to hibernate. This is like a time for you to experience all that life has and really go out there and grab it.
Okay.
And
all right.
Well, why aren't you teaching?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why aren't you teaching?
Well, I was getting ready to ask you that question. Isn't that that's how spirit works? I was going to ask you that question. You answered it before I could ask it.
Yeah. Why is she not teaching?
Well, I want to teach, but there's so many things that I want to teach. So I need and I'm very AD. Like, I feel like I'm just so right brain too. So I'm into everything, and I love it so much, and I want to teach everything. But just picking that one thing is really hard for me.
Okay, what do you love to do? What's your first love when you're thinking professionally? What's your first love?
My first love is helping other people and actually connecting with their energy and those who are on the other side to help them heal from things that may have been something that they've needed in their life to feel better.
So
That's
healing
it.
through
That's
energy.
that. Through and
healing.
yeah.
There's your first
And
class.
teach and yes, yeah. Oh, there you go.
Take what you Danielle Laporte says, get better at what you're best at. And I can't remember if it's in the Desire Map or the Fire Starter. I can't remember which book that's in, but she talks about one of the and so I always think that if it's your favorite thing to do, that's where you start your teaching.
Okay.
Because that's what you're best at. That's what you're most enthusiastic at.
Yes. Okay.
That's what you need to start with. Absolutely.
Okay.
Congratulations. Let me know how that happens for you.
I will. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Thank you for everything you do, too.
Thank you. You have a great afternoon.
You're welcome.
Happy holidays.
Thanks. You too.
Thanks.
All right. All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay. And that's a fair point, too. I think that with me, my first class I ever taught was connecting with your spirit guide, because it tends to be the class that I love to teach, and it's the one that I fall back on for so many different things. And yes, as I grow and change and embrace different things in my life, I fall in love with new things all the time. But connecting with my spirit, with my guides, was one of my favorite classes to teach. I have to tell you that in the new year, I'm heading down to Salem, Massachusetts to plan Witches Boot Camp, which will be the first weekend in May in Salem, Massachusetts. So that's awesome. It's a class that I've taught before, and now I'm doing it out of somebody else's location, so we're just going over the basics. And because my very good friend Terry will be involved, we're making sure that we're doing it together in a way that benefits both of us, because we both have our own unique strengths. So it will be, I'm pleased to say it, my favorite witchcraft store in Salem, Massachusetts, called Artemisia Botanicals on Hawthorne. I think it's on Hawthorne Street, just down from the Hawthorne Hotel. And I'll be pleased to put that together. I really can't wait. And what else is going on in the next little while for everybody? Well, next week we're going to be talking a little bit about the Yuletide season and what things we can do to put a great Yule or solstice celebration together, and what people do maybe that it's different. So think about that. I also am going to let you know that, as I said, my prices will be going up in January, so book in your phone readings now. Well, they're still at the $40 price range, because in January they will be going up to $50. I'm really sorry about that, but unfortunately, bills go up. There's not much we can do about it. So book in now and get your... I know I have lots of openings in that last week of December, so why not treat yourself or a friend to a phone reading for right before the new year? Great time to get a reading. Full moon is tomorrow night, so it's a great time to make some magic. What are you going to do? I know I have a client that I'm working with tomorrow to make some magic happen in her life, and as well as my own special, unique gifts and talents that I'll be working with. I am going to be doing a lot of really crazy busy year coming up, and one of the things I'm planning on doing is a trip over to the UK just for me. It's not a work trip. I am just going over to visit a friend, take a class, and visit some other friends, and maybe do a little bit of shopping. You never know. It's all things that I'm going to do for myself. I'm really looking forward to it. So let's go back. What else are you going to put in your psychic journal? That sort of book that you're going to have, that you're going to keep and go back to every day. So what about the difference between the things and people you value and the things that you think most about? So do you think I value my husband, I value my family? Do I think most about them? I don't know, do I? I'd like to think I do, but maybe I don't. Maybe because as much as I value them and love them and respect them, maybe they don't need me in their lives all that much. They do, but maybe they don't need my every waking moment devoted to them. So why don't maybe I spend more time thinking on them? Maybe I think more about other things. Maybe it's because my mind goes too many different places. Who knows? But maybe it's the time to set priorities. And this is a great time of year. Think about it. It's out with the old and with the new, all that kind of thing. As we get towards the end of the calendar year, reset your priorities and think about how you can achieve them and how you can set goals and make them manageable. Small steps, right? Everybody goes into small steps. So what beliefs would help you to experience more fun, trust, and joy? What will help you deal with anger, fear, and grief? Ooh, grief's a big one. It's been such a horrible year for me. My favorite person in the world passed in November, and coping and dealing with that. And it's interesting. I want to go back to that migraine that I had this weekend, all weekend. It's interesting that I didn't even hit me until I had that call from the person, from the lady who was talking about that sudden noise in the middle of the night. You know, maybe that was my grandmother trying to get my attention. I think that that's probably very much the case. She was. I see signs and symbols from her all over the place. But maybe she was trying to give me a message, and it's interesting if she did, because I did get that message, and I thank her for it. And she was always the number one woman in my life, and I miss her every day. And I'm going to stop talking about her because I'll start to cry. But think about the people in your life and really make sure you appreciate them and tell them how much you appreciate them. So let's go back to our journal. Think about what is preventing you from making the necessary changes to being the person that you really want to be. And this can go back to our last caller. She wants to do something, but what's stopping her? Well, most of the times, I can tell you this, I have a very good friend and business associate named Roseanne, and I love her to pieces. And I always want to bang my head. She's such a great natural intuitive, and I know Roseanne is listening, and she's probably shaking the phone right now. But she is so good at what she does naturally. The only person that stops her from succeeding is herself. She's awesome, and she's got to remember that. But she's got to get out of her own way and really start to unleash her own facts. And remember, I'd love to hear your stories. Please share them on my Facebook page, Betty Jane Ware 1 on Facebook. I want you to share your successes, share not your failures, 'cause I don't believe we ever failures. Maybe share your near misses. Think about your hidden feelings, your hunches, and times that you've been proved right. Share those on my Facebook page. Absolutely. Let me know. Email me those questions. I don't mind. I spend a lot of time on a computer. If you need some help with research, finding a book or a direction with something, maybe you want to learn about herbalism or witchcraft, or even if it's a class that I don't offer, I'm happy to help you find one maybe in your area or online. If you wanted to take a herbalism course, I would know where to send you. If you wanted to take a witchcraft class, I would know where to send you. If you're looking for that specific tool or piece of information, I'm always happy to help out. So think about that. I love to hear from my listeners and my clients, and I do so all the time, and I always get back to them. So please. So let's talk about that psychic journal. Everybody's gone out. I know in the last 20 minutes I picked one up. Dollar store is a great time to get those. Think about what you're going to put down. Enhance that intuitive ability and really listen to it. If anybody, it's funny, I've never talked about this, I don't think. I always talk about my tarot cards and how much I love them. And I do use the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and I think everybody knows that. But that is the deck I would suggest that everybody get as their first deck. Why? It's probably one of the most influential. It was one of the most influential decks because it made changes in how the world viewed tarot cards and having pictures on and scenery on all of the minor cards. There's been a lot written on it, either online or in books. So there's a lot of information out there on it. And it's funny because I'm waving my arms around as I sit in my office, but nobody can see me. And I'm pointing to the pictures on the cards as I describe them to you. But I want you to think about that. So that's a great deck to give as a Christmas gift, and maybe even a journal. If you've got that person who's intuitive and you don't know what to get them, or if you've just got a person that you don't know what to do for Christmas, a journal is always a great thing because everybody can use it, even if it's for every day or if it's for drawing, or it can be a diary. It has so many different uses. I use my journal for just about everything. I use a day timer and a journal, so I think that everybody needs to use something. And I pulled a tarot card today, and I pulled the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is about grief and loss and regret, setbacks, loss of relationships or friends, or maybe a valued possession. Boy, did I pick a card today, didn't I? Disappointment. It's about having the strength of spirit to endure what's happening. And maybe it's also telling me I have to put some hope out there that things are going to get better. Being creative and finding solutions to problems, but knowing that it's very temporary and things will pass. And that's absolutely true. I know that right now what I'm feeling and going through is temporary and things are going to get better. And I know that I have a new guide in my life, and I know who she is, and I know that she's helping me through the next stage of my life. It's really been a strange year, and that's all I can say. And I know everybody has experienced some sort of loss over the last little while. But all I can say is 2017, it's going to be a fabulous year. And it's going to be a year that we learn from. It's going to be a year of hope and promise on so many different levels. And I really think that everybody needs to learn that. So don't forget, you can get a hold of me through my website at www.bettyjaneware.com. Or you can email me at bettyjaneware@me.com. That tells you I'm a Mac girl. And my phone number is 416-749-0996. And don't forget, in January, I will be doing some traveling to hopefully a city near you. And so the first weekend in January, I'm in Kitchener-Waterloo. And then I am a weekend off and going to London on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and that's London, Ontario. And on the 27th, 28th, and 29th, I am in Windsor, Ontario. Tonight I have Psychic Cafe at Vaughan, and that's in the Panera Bread on Weston Road in Woodbridge. On Wednesday, I am hosting an introduction to tarot class through Happy Healthy Women, and that is at the Panera Bread in Vaughan, Woodbridge as well. So I hope that you can come out. And then in February, the first weekend in February, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I am in St. Catharines doing the Psychic Fair at the Holiday Inn and Conference Center in St. Catharines. And then on the 17th, 18th, and 19th, I'm in Brockville doing a Psychic Fair as well. So I am busy for the first few weeks of the new year, and I want everybody to have a blessed and happy holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas, Yule, whatever. Everybody seems to have to take holidays at that time of year, so enjoy a couple of days off, forced or not, and really enjoy the holiday season. Remember, you can get a hold of me anytime at 416-749-0996 or through my website at www.bettyjaneware.com, or you can email me at bettyjaneware@me.com. I'm wishing everybody a happy, healthy week, and I look forward to you next week on the 19th. And the topic will be Yule or Christmas, but we'll be talking about the pagan celebration of Yule or winter solstice, the longest night of the year, where we have to stay up all night to make sure that the daylight will actually come. So we will talk about the fight between the Oak and Holly kings to see who will be the victor. We will talk about the season. And I want to thank everyone for listening today. And please, like I said, give me a call, follow me on Facebook, And go to my website and subscribe to my newsletter, or just send me a short little email telling me you want to be a subscriber to my newsletter, and I will put you on there. In the new year, I'm revamping it, and we will have a lot of different things going on it. My tarot scopes will be back. My favorite recipe will be back. My favorite herbs and maybe even an herbal remedy will be back. Some numerology will show up on my blog. So really enjoy and have a wonderful afternoon, everyone. Thank you for listening.
You know what's great? Going to a game. You know what's not great? Parking at a game. With Uber, you can turn event parking into a non-event. Just install the Uber app. Enter your destination, confirm your location, and within minutes, a car will pick you up. I know, right? With upfront fares, you can know the price before you go. And you pay with the Uber app so you can save your cash for the souvenir shop. So make tonight a fun night. Install the Uber app now and take your first ride today. Uber, the better way to get there.